Is there any storylines that you didn't really like or would have wanted to change in any way for your characters and for other characters?
Well, I've said this, that I did not,
Pick a different one. That was very bossy.
Pick
a different one. Like, that was so bossy.
I'm so red and embarrassed. Do you know what I'm about to say? What was I going to say? I can pick something else. Something we didn't like.
Well, no, I
didn't. I'm going to tell you what I was going to say.
No, I'm
Oh my God, Jen Stone.
Because I'm just yelling at you.
I didn't like that they made the fat jokes. You know, that's what I was going to say. Is that what you thought I was going to say?
No, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
What did you think I was going to say?
I forgot. But I had known that there was a part. Anyway, okay, so you didn't like the fat jokes, which is understandable.
But then I lost all this weight.
You were
they kept making fat jokes.
But I think it was like, I don't know.
Heavy. I mean, am I allowed to say fat or not fat? I was 240 pounds.
I can't keep track anymore.
And then I lost 35 pounds in hiatus time.
You looked great.
Oh, thank you.
But and also too, like, you were never fat. Like, you were never like.
All right, listen. When I can't fit into my jeans, you know what I mean. Like,
you get new jeans.
And listen, everybody. I'm not talking
yelling
about
at you today. I'm so sorry.
I'm not talking about anything other than my own experience. Whether
that's all you can do.
I was not happy. Okay. Listen, I sat down with a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
And his name is Liam. And he goes, "Are you happy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have a TV show, a girlfriend, my kids. Everything's great.
Yeah.
Except for my weight." And he goes, "Okay, for 1 month, we're going to do Runyon Canyon."
That's a good friend.
And so we did. And then every once in a while, I'd like not answer my phone.
Also, fuck you that's all you had to do to lose 30 pounds.
So, no, it's not all. But we started doing Runyon every day. Just making it. But we started making it a regular thing. And like, if he didn't call me, I would go to his house and get him out of bed and vice versa.
That.
And then we started, don't judge, but we started doing it with Runyon Canyon, by the way, is a hike. And then we started doing it with like vests, like weights.
Why would I judge that?
And then
because apparently I'm judging everying today, so that's fair that you would say that.
You see the guy going up Runyon Canyon with the vest thing on.
I have a vest.
Then we started doing spinning.
Oh. And before Peloton was cool.
Before Andrea was the teacher at Made in LA. I don't think it exists anymore.
Yeah.
But we would go spinning, and I started losing weight. I started eating healthy because it's all about eating. Eating healthy
eating is most of it. Yeah.
But if you go spinning for 2 hours, you're not going to eat the donut. You pass out, but you're not going to have that donut. You're not going to eat not healthy. So I'm talking about being healthy. It wasn't just about, I was not happy with who I was, what I was seeing.
Sure.
So, okay, answer that question for you. What did you not like?
Now you're being bossy with me. Answer.
I mean, part of being an actor is accepting all that.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, it's hard. It's hard for me to go back and be like, I hated that storyline. And I love that I'm getting onto you for saying the same thing over and over again because I'm going to say the same thing. I'm just completely full of shit today. This is a total hypocrite. I'm sorry. But the storyline with the movie, I just felt like was
fucked up. Well, okay, no, but listen, I'll tell you this: you are a Russo, even though your last name is Finkel.
Yeah,
you should have been in the movie more. One of the questions was, why were you only in the beginning of the movie?
Yeah.
And I think it's because the movie was because we had Disney Channel, and then you had the Disney Channel movie,
and it was kind of separate,
and it was separate. They were all different people. So, and we've said this, that the original script was
all
different,
backwards,
like Jake's character was saying things that Selena would say, and then Selena's character was saying things that David would say. And I'm sorry, but whoever wrote that script didn't watch the show. And then Peter Marietta went in and fixed it and made it work. And it was a good movie.
Yeah.
But you should have been in it with the family.
And I appreciate you saying that. That's very sweet. But that's not why I didn't like that storyline. The reason I didn't like the storyline between Alex and Harper is it because we've talked before on the show about how cool and beautiful it is that our writers and us as actors tried to elevate the show from just the Disney Channel genre instead of just accepting it and letting it lie there.
More ensemble, more family, a little more mature, highbrow.
Exactly. So that storyline to me just fell flat on losing all the heart, all like just the normal Alex and Harper adventures that we went on. It just felt really hollow. And that was hard for me. Even like once I'd gotten past the fact that I wasn't going to get to come on this great like Puerto Rican adventure with you guys, like once I'd gotten past that point, it just felt really like, even as an actor, just in those moments, just felt really hollow, and it just bummed me out because it just, to me, felt like a storyboard version of our relationship, of Alex and Harper's relationship. Like it didn't have like the depth and the weight to it that even like our like most like surfacey adventures had, you know? So, but anyway, that was my answer.
Even though I think the movie was
fun. It's fun.
Was well done, and I'm always about money. And it was SAG. It wasn't after, so we made residuals.
It must have been nice for you.
But you made some residuals off of that, no?
Not much.
Disney.
You had to be in it to make residuals. Court Jane M. Did the cast keep their wands? Was it hard doing all the multiple? We got multiple levels.
I never got
questions.
a wand. I had a wand in the movie, but I didn't get to keep it.
You got to keep this wand.
I got my own wand. Right now, everybody, I'm holding a pretend wand that looks like Selena's, and it makes this noise.
And you love that noise so much.
Jen doesn't like it.
Jen has mixed feelings about that noise. Okay, more parts to Court Jane M's question. Was it hard doing all the technical stuff behind the camera?
There was in the beginning, you've said this, that every once in a while when we did a special effect, we do a plate where you just leave a camera on and you shoot the area, and then you, oh my God, I'm remembering something else now, but you would then shoot.
It's all coming back to me.
Something on the right and then something on the left, and you could mirror all three of those images together. But I remember, and tell me if I'm wrong, but we would have the multi-camera, the 4 cameras there. We would shoot something, and then we'd have to go change our outfits and do all that. So they would put like hazmat tape around the cameras.
You couldn't touch them.
You couldn't move the cameras.
That's where technology was at the time.
But nowadays it's different. You
know?
The
technology. It was interesting because like we did the show at such a turning
point.
I was going to say a Horcrux, and I'm like, that's Harry Potter. That's not. That's not.
A Horcrux is something you put a part of your soul into.
Yeah, no, nicely done, very good. But no, like such a critical shift in technology, not just with social media, but also just
the phones,
with like
technical, smartphones,
but with CGI
started.
and things like that. Like so much was changing at that time because like all the Marvel movies and stuff had not yet come out, and like all of that CGI was still really changing rapidly.
It evolved for sure.
A lot.
And most of the, to answer the question too, most of the technical stuff was done on Thursday without an audience.
Yeah.
So we could take the time and do all of that. And then the editing department would cut something together so we could show the audience that we could move the story along. You film on Friday, you would film the first scene, second scene, and then we would play back the next scene so everybody would know where the story was.
Yeah.
You know.
And then last part of that question was she was asking me that I lived in Texas before. Did my family move out to California for the 4 seasons? My mom and I came out to California for like 3 months out of the year, 6 months out of the year since I was 9. She moved out with me for the first 2 seasons, and then the last 2 seasons my dad came out. So my parents were out for a little bit, but my dad also had to stay with my brother who was back in high school in Texas.
People have responsibilities. Yeah. People have to do things. I didn't move. My parents, it's been a day, but I will tell you this. I directed an episode. Did you know that?
You did?
The first episode I directed was the Leprechaun episode.
Yes.
And I got to show that to my dad.
Yeah.
He got to watch an episode of television that I directed, and that just, you want your dad to be proud of you, and so showing that to him was just, it was a big deal for me. So, and my mom was always so supportive. My mom would always say to everybody that we all have an individual gift, that we all are special. Whenever I would go to an audition or somewhere, she would say, "Give your gift."
I remember you saying that, and
so sweet.
I think I only got to meet your dad once, but I spent more time with your mom. And your mom, I know, is such a special person, but all I can say is like you are such a special human being. So your parents or
They
both.
did good.
They did good.
So
They
did your
good.
parents.
Well, I appreciate that. But yeah, I love that you got to show him that because you do just want to make your parents proud and you do just want to share what you love with them.
It was really wonderful. And for people who don't know, my dad was pretty popular and did a lot of great movies and everything.
Yeah.
And his name was Dom DeLuise. And everybody would always say, Dom DeLuise is your dad?
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, people looked at my dad and said, you're David's father? Which was pretty cool.
Thanks so much for watching that clip of Wizards of Waverly Pod. If you want the full episode, head over to our Wizards of Waverly Pod YouTube channel at the link in the description. And if you just can't get enough and you want exclusive weekly bonus content, join our Patreon now. There's a link in the description for that too. Imagine that. Thanks for tuning in.